picking my bones clean. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness, we get
a napkin and a plate. How are you? Better? If I take it now, I won't know the
I didn't recognize you. I got married. It's been a good year. I'll come back and we'll chat. How you doing, Walt? It's good to see you, man. I'll come back and we will chat. We have good news.
Yeah. Just a little bit of gravy on the potatoes is all. Yeah.
Bless her heart.
I know, she will love that. It is awesome.
All right, good evening, folks. We're going to go ahead and get started here tonight. We got some announcements for you first. Let Jane kind of start.
Hello, good evening. I'm Jane Humphrey Pierce from the Fort Wallace Museum, and we're so glad to welcome you here to Wallace tonight. Pleasure to see so many friends from across the area, and we're real excited about the evening. First of all, let's give it up for Doc Jones and company for that fantastic I'm from North Carolina, but I know pioneer spirit when I see it, and when you're cooking at 100 degrees over a hot fire all day long, you are a serious pioneer. So I just thank them so much for feeding us that delicious meal. Thank you so much. Would like to, this concert tonight is made possible by some wonderful sponsors. We could not have done it. We could not assume the responsibility for this concert without our sponsors. So I'd like to call them out for you. They're also on some chalkboards over here. We appreciate each and every one. So the Wallace County Foundation, BBB Charlet, Wakini Livestock, Dr. Jake Bauer, Chad Miller, the Memory Bank, Don and Adam Allman, Bullseye Livestock, Butterfield Trail Veterinary, Paul Fabriches, Great Western Tire, Smoky Y Red Angus, Monument Station Ultrasound, Wind Hill Insurance, 2740 Store, Logan County Implement, Mary Jo Hapling, Oakley Farm and Home Center, Farmers State Bank, Kansas Farm Bureau, Russell Martin, the Bank of Winona, CHS, Jason Zard, and then we also appreciate Hill Trash Pickup Service for us during this event. Could you please give all of these sponsors a big hand? Woo! Thank you so much. Fort Wallace Memorial Association, which owns and operates the museum, I would like to recognize our board. If you're on the board of the Fort Wallace Memorial Association, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you, board, for all of your hard work. Some board members are running all around and are not showing themselves right now. And also our hardworking committee with the Guardians of the Fort Wallace Museum, that is our Friends group, and they have worked very hard. Please give the Guardians a hand right now. Next, Melinda, if you could come up. Linda Daly, there you are. And I would like to have somebody special come up, and that is Ramona Zortman. Where's Ramona? Right there. Come here, Ramona.
There's no staff here. You gonna be okay?
Yeah. Oh, she's fine. Where are you? Come on up on the stage.
I'm too old.
No, you're not. All right. Okay. Well, come here.
Oh dear, here we go.
It gave me trouble too. Hey, you did it better than I did.
This pretty lady turned 90 years old yesterday. And Ramona takes care of everybody, and she runs circles around us. Ramona, we love you. Let's sing happy birthday to Ramona. Got a key? Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ramona. Happy birthday to you.
I don't think she's going to get alive.
I don't think
Well, my friend might say,
All right, there you go. Good line up.
I'm glad she didn't say many more.
I couldn't get it to line.
Thank you. You are wonderful people to work with, and I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it, okay? Bye. Love you all.
Yeah, get down. That's a hard part.
How are you doing? Do you have a knife? Start. Okay, if we can get a knife and a chuck wagon maybe. Okay, all right, yes. The cake will be available inside the museum if you want to get a piece later. Okay, so a couple more things. Part of what it's important to understand that the Fort Wallace Museum is grateful for about $14,000 from the county, but everything else with our programming and our operating costs and our promotions and our programming comes from you. We are a private, non-profit, 501c3, and the fundraising that you guys participate in makes all of these events possible. So we have regular fundraisers. This year we are having a wonderful Henry 4440 1860 replica rifle that Vanna White is showing us here. Yep, and Vanna, and also it's engraved with the year and the Fort Wallace Museum and our theme, taking the Smoky Hill Trail to Santa Fe. So this wonderful piece is up for raffle. But not only do we have this prize, we are drawing for a second prize Saturday night. And the second prize, Vanna, is, that's all right, I'll hold it, is a gorgeous handmade squash blossom necklace with matching earrings made by the very same Doc Jones that fed us tonight. It's a beautiful piece, and that is, you can choose which prize, and then we draw another ticket, and the second person gets not really a runner-up prize, but another grand prize. So we are selling those raffle tickets through Saturday night. If you would like to purchase one, they are for sale inside the museum, and we can help you out in a number of ways. So please support the Fort Wallace Museum. One more auction and one more fundraiser we're doing is we do a series of 10 Henry Golden Boys that are custom engraved, and each year we have it engraved according to that year's theme. And number one for 2021 which is engraved with custom artwork by Molly Lamb, our local wonderful artist. And that will be auctioned tonight at the end of the concert. So hang around if you're interested in this wonderful piece and help support museum programming and operations. Vanna is running over for one more thing. We have a veterans quilt that Chance his aunt has produced. And this beautiful veterans quilt will be drawn for. If you are a veteran, make sure you have registered for this beautiful handmade quilt. And we'd like to honor you as well as all of our veterans for your service. So make sure you register. And thanks to your aunt. What's her name?
Joe Downey.
Joe Downey. Thanks, Joe Downey. One more item of note. We did keep all our sales inside tonight just to help simplify the money and our credit card system and everything. And it felt good to go inside for a while, right? So that's all right. Murph's merchandise, he's got CDs inside and also 2 of his beautiful Gibson guitars that are that he's written the lyrics to Wildfire on it. Those are for sale.
A portion of the proceeds goes to Fort Wallace.
And a portion of the proceeds goes to the Fort Wallace Memorial Association. Thanks, Murph. So you can check that out after the museum, after the concert inside the museum. All right. What else do we need to say? Is it time for music? Okay. I would like to say that we have a good friend here that's going to stand on our stage, and we really cherish his friendship, his interest, and his support here at the Fort Wallace Museum and everything we do. This platinum-selling artist has traveled all over the world. He's written some of the greatest hits in popular music history. We all know it. They're the soundtrack of our lives, Murph, you know. And he's very proud of the fact that he received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Cowboy Museum down in Oklahoma City. He's a lifetime passionate supporter of rangeland, of the cowboy way of life, of rural living. I just really appreciate all you bring to the stage in your heart. And Murph, we just really appreciate you being here. So thanks for everything. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Martin Murphey.
Thank you. Well, you always ask yourself, what am I going to play first? And sometimes I try to customize that to the situation. And based on what's been going on for the last few weeks in our world, I think all of you need to stand up now. And gentlemen, please remove your hats. The first time I was asked to sing this song in public was at a wrestling match, a state wrestling match championship in Wisconsin. And I'm not from Wisconsin, but you haven't lived until you've gone to one of those wrestling matches up there. They take it as seriously as we take football in Texas. And so I thought about, how am I going to sing this song? And I just remembered that when I was a kid, it always seemed like it was some opera singer kind of slowly singing this ballad. And if you analyze the words to this song, in fact, it's a really exciting song because it's about a victory over the most powerful navy in the world at the time. Ironically, it happened right around this time. The other 911, that the British gathered a huge number of big, heavy iron ships. And I'm talking about cannons. surrounding Fort McHenry. And a young man went on a British boat to negotiate for some prisoners in advance, and also to take a look at a British doctor. One of the enemy was sick, and he wanted to see if he could help. That's the way people were back in those days. You respected your enemy. And so while he was on that ship, it got dark and he couldn't get back. And when he got up the next morning, of course, there'd been a battle all night long, and they were watching the battle, and they were wondering whether the flag would still be flying. And as they looked up over the ramparts of the fort, they saw a tattered flag. Not a new British flag, but an already battle-worn flag. And that's what inspired this song. It actually has 4 verses. I'm only going to sing one tonight, but I think it's the most exciting verse. But I do always like to point out that this verse, the last verse of this song says that our country is under God, and it was only by God's grace and God's blessing that we were able to win that Revolutionary War and that Second War, the War of 1812, when this was written. 9/11, 1814. You can sing this next one with me too, because it's one of my favorite songs. My career started in 1972, and I released my first album, and I went through a lot of changes in pop music, country music, and in 1989, I got the idea that I wanted to get out of mainstream country music and pop music, and I wanted to do an entire album of cowboy songs. And I thought for a long time about what I was going to put on it. And then after I figured all that out, I thought for a long time about what I was going to call the album. And after giving it a lot of meditation, I came up with the idea of calling it Cowboy Songs. Turned out to be my best-selling album, even though I had a lot of hits on Billboard and so forth. And it wasn't about any one song, but I called a lot of artists in Nashville, where I made the record. Even though I've never lived in Nashville, I've always lived in the West. But I went to several different people, and I got a phone call from Tammy Wynette. She said, "I heard you're going to make an album of cowboy songs." I said, I know, I didn't think you thought of yourself as a Western singer. She says, "Well, I'm really not, and I've really never recorded any cowboy songs." She says, "But I want to sing on that Western album that you're going to make, the cowboy songs, because there's one song I've always wanted to record. My record company wouldn't let me because they didn't think it was commercial." So you might have guessed what it is. If you own the album, you know what it was. But it was a duet with Tammy Wynette, and she's not here anymore. She's passed away, so I'm going to need some help tonight. Fortunately, I think you folks probably know the words to the song that she wanted to sing on my first Cowboy Songs album. I made a documentary movie about it with some folks around here, and I think it's probably for sale in the museum. The song was written by a doctor who came out here to this territory. He had some trouble in his life, and when he moved to what is now the most northwestern corner of northern Kansas, he realized that his life was going to change, and he attributed all to just the place where he was. I wonder if you still feel as strongly about it as he did, because he carved the words in the side of the cabin. And that cabin sat there as a chicken house for many, many years, several generations actually. And then one day they decided they were going to fix up the chicken house. They started scraping off the plaster that had been put on the outside of it, and they noticed that the words to this song were on there. My foundation got involved. We did a number of concerts. We raised enough money to completely restore the cabin. It is now a state historical monument, as well it should be, because the song carved on the side of that cabin was your state song, written by Brewster Higley and Dan Kelly over 100 years ago. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. first recorded that song with Tammy, I remarked, I said, isn't it unusual that he repeated seldom has heard a discouraging word twice, in the verse and in the chorus. When I started doing some historical restoration on that cabin many years later, I started hanging out a lot in Kansas. I realized why they repeated it twice. You'll just never meet more positive, encouraging people than you meet out here. They're hard workers. They're quick to tell you when something needs to be fixed. But once it gets fixed, they're good with life and they go on. How often at night, when the heavens are bright, I see the light of the flickering stars, and I lay there amazed, and I ask as I gaze, if their glory up there could exceed that of ours. I say no way. Come on, help me. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not